Hello, if you raise your hand, we will work through the room. You can answer, or you can ask questions, sorry, English, Spanish, French. The manager will answer in English and Spanish, please. On you go, Dan.
Good evening, Unai. Did the game go as you thought it would, and how disappointing does that third goal feel in terms of the tie itself?
Good evening. It's not changing a lot because with 2-1 we were thinking for the next match playing to win, and with 3-1 still being the same. We need win the next match, not only for 1 goal, for 2. But we are here and enjoying, and I am very proud of the players and of everything we are in Aston Villa, how we are developing, doing with our increase in our demands, and playing here in PSG, and we compete fantastic. And we were close to get good results. At the end, with this goal, still more or less the same, because we will win the next week, I believe. Villa Park is our home. Hopefully we can feel there stronger. We can get there duels getting better than today, and as well collectively try to have our moment more than we had today. But of course they are favorite, still being favorite. They show their power. They show as well their individual qualities. We needed defensively to be compact, to be disciplined, to be with a lot of covers of their wingers, and we did it. But the result is not the best, it's the worst. It depends. But still 90 minutes to play, second leg, and hopefully if we can as well, in case we are standing for start time.
Bonsoir Unai, Giovanni Castaldi, la chaîne L'équipe. Vous dites que vous êtes fier de votre équipe ce soir et que le troisième but finalement ne change pas grand-chose. Qu'est-ce que selon vous, votre équipe va faire de mieux à Villa Park? Est-ce qu'on va voir une équipe d'Aston Villa peut-être plus haute, plus agressive dans le pressing? Voilà, qu'est-ce qui va changer dans votre équipe à Villa Park? Merci.
We will see it.
Hello Unai, we got the feeling that in second half your team at some point didn't want to play anymore, didn't take any risk, as if your players were okay with the idea to lose 2-1, because in the end of the day it was not a so bad result. Do you agree or not?
Of course they are very good team and we respect them, and they have quality players. In transition they are very well. When we were 2-1 and we were trying to attack, sometimes the transition was more difficult to stop them. And we had our approachment. We had 3 shots in the second half. We were 2-1, 2 of Morgan Rogers and 1 of Marco Asensio. Of course, more or less, the expectation we had before was going on during the match. And the last goal, of course, is a little bit disappointing for us, because it was at the last minute. But it's not changing. It's not changing our mind. It's not changing our belief. It's not changing our idea for the next match. We had to win the next match, and not only for 1 goal, for 2. But we will need to win. And today, everything was happening on the field. Okay, because they are favorite. They have good ball possession and dominating through it. They have good wingers. They have very intense players in the middle, and we played our match trying to get our best. And of course we are going to analyze something we can do better next week, but more or less the result is in the way could happen.
Unai, buenas noches. Dani Gil, en directo para el partidazo de la cadena COPE. Te veo bastante optimista, a pesar del resultado de ese 3-1 en el descuento. ¿Crees que la eliminatoria sigue muy abierta de cara a la semana que viene?
Bueno, estoy no feliz, pero estoy satisfecho de del rendimiento y de la predisposición del equipo y del proceso que estamos teniendo. Estar aquí en París, para mí es especial estar en París, es especial sobre todo estar jugando a Champions y en cuartos de final y contra un equipo pues bueno que normalmente los años es favorito para estar hasta el final, ¿no? Y nosotros somos un equipo que estamos creciendo, entonces no puedo venirme abajo porque del 2-1 al 3-1 nos haya cambiado algo el partido, porque además no lo creo así. Creo que del 2-1 al 3-1 el partido va a ser parecido allí, de la misma dificultad. Nosotros tenemos que ganar y una vez que ganemos pues a ver si lo hacemos por 2 goles.
Hola Unai, buenas noches, Diego Torres del País. Quería preguntarte sobre tus sensaciones en esa primera parte, en la segunda parte cuando se produce el segundo gol, el gol de Kvaratskhelia. Me dio la impresión de que vosotros estabais saliendo a intentar hacer un gol, hacer algo en el partido atacando y se produce una contra, que los pillan un poco a la contra. ¿Te arrepientes ahora o crees que el equipo en ese momento se ha desorganizado, que a lo mejor no arriesgasteis demasiado saliendo en ese momento?
Es fútbol, entonces juega un partido contra un equipo que tiene muy buena transición, al contrario son muy buenos, son muy rápidos y dejan gente descolgada, entonces todo eso teníamos en previsión. Entonces yo cuando el 2-1 lógicamente quería seguir ganando el partido, hoy en 90 minutos o los siguientes 90, y lo que no quería era que el partido se nos escapara. Hemos ajustado luego un poco más los contragolpes con los cambios. Hemos tenido 3 acercamientos a su portería con 3 tiros, que bueno, pues también si hubiésemos sido clinical como acerteros como el primer tiempo igual lo habíamos marcado y el partido estaba ahí, pero hemos jugado el partido lógicamente sabiendo que son 90 minutos y quedan otros 90, que son favoritos, que siguen siendo favoritos, incluso más favoritos, pues perfecto, lo aceptamos. Ahora, vamos a jugar en casa nosotros a ganar. ¿Y cómo vamos a jugar? Pues tratando de tener más momentos nuestros, ser capaz también de dominar más veces. Pero hoy si no lo hemos hecho es porque ellos son un equipo que está hecho para esto, ¿no? Para ganar y al máximo nivel. Pero nosotros estamos muy contentos de jugar a este nivel, de poder competir con estos equipos. Y que además pues también tengamos cara a cara. Ahora, hoy hemos tenido un cara a cara, colectivo, individual, en que hemos estado algo por debajo de lo que yo incluso esperaba en nuestra mejor versión. Ahora voy a tratar de que la mejor versión, el cara a cara, colectiva, individual, en casa sea mejor, vamos a ver, y jugar el partido, disfrutarlo, sobre todo disfrutarlo, y con nuestra afición y jugar un cuarto de final de Champions, pues también con lo que se merece, ¿no? Estando orgullosos, pero orgullosos y compitiendo para ganar, eso no va a cambiar.
Unai, how much of a difference can your fans make next Tuesday at Villa Park? The atmosphere we had against Bayern Munich in the first European home game was epic. Do you want the same thing again? And did you see Prince William after the match? He was here with his son tonight. I don't know if you spoke to him at all. Thank you.
Yeah, we are very proud of everybody supporting Aston Villa the way we are doing. And of course to enjoy in Villa Park next week, quarter-final Champions League against Paris Saint-Germain with one result under the objective we had today to get, we are accepting. And of course the Prince William, the supporters, the old supporters, they were living in 1982 the Europe winning, and the younger supporter, we are going to try to enjoy, to have one day special as well in Villa Park, and try to get our best. Try to create a strong atmosphere there, supporting and pushing us, and we are going to try to face better the match we played today, but more or less is carry on in the same way we are.
Bonjour coach, Saïd Amda. La dernière fois à votre place, il y avait Arne Slot qui était là et qui disait que Paris était la meilleure équipe d'Europe. Est-ce que c'est un constat que vous partagez? Et quand je vous écoute, vous avez l'air très optimiste pour le match retour. Donc si Paris a pu en mettre 3 ce soir, est-ce que potentiellement vous pouvez en mettre 4 au retour?
I believe in our performances and how we can get our best. And of course, today we played a good match, competing and being always in good way to try to feel confidence for this round. With this result, it's more difficult, but still the same. We have to win at home, and and I think we will play and getting better some situation, collective and individually, tactically and individually skilled the next week. And this is my point of view about how we can face the next match, changing something.
Last question, please. Yep.
Ici en français. Bonsoir, Achille H pour BFM. Dites-nous, qu'est-ce que vous retenez de cette rencontre, de cette confrontation? Qu'est-ce que vous retenez de positif, au-delà d'une prestation collective défensive qui a été très bonne? Quel est le point, l'aspect positif que vous retenez de votre équipe ce soir?
The positive aspect, how we compete.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening, Luis. Before this match, you told us that you were expecting a match as good as the one against Liverpool, and the score maybe is different tonight. Have you seen that tonight? I didn't exactly say that. I was answering a question, and I've been asked which match I would like this match to look like. But I think we've all seen a match that's a match that we were expecting against an opponent that had a pretty much close-up defense with good offensive opportunities. On transitions especially, but on this match we've seen a little bit of everything, and we've been able to control the pace, and we've had opportunities to score. It's always difficult to attack such a defensive mid-lower block, but we've been pretty consistent, and when they've been really pressing very well. Every time they were getting close to our goal, we were a little bit doubting, I believe. However, the team has been showing that it's a team that's ready and that's competitive, ready to play against any team. And then Desiree scored and allowed us to reach the halftime in a better situation. Then the last-minute goal is the cherry on the cake, let's say. We've managed to achieve our goal, and now we have to play the second match. But now it's starting pretty well. Yesterday you were talking about your players to be calm, and it could be the key to the match. What's your take on that? Unfortunately, and maybe luckily, unfortunately, because when a team scores first without no goal opportunities and lead, it's really delicate, this moment in a match. But we've had that in the past and in important matches, and the team kept playing in the same way. They kept dominating the match, and they try and find necessary resources to play against a very great team with a very great coach, with a very great level. And I think the result reflects the difference between us and them. And I believe that the result is rewarding our the way we've been fighting in this match. What do you think about the next match coming up? Do you think you've already stepped in the final? If we look at what happened yesterday during the Champions League day, I don't think it's fair to talk about favorite. What does that mean? The favorite teams? It means whatever the result, whether we won or if we drew. If we would have lost, our goal in Birmingham is to try and win the match. That's the only goal we have. We don't know how to play differently. We don't know how to calculate. We don't know how to defend in a low block, defensive block. Maybe one day would be necessary to play like that. But our goal, our objective is to keep the ball and to be really aggressive in offense. But this is our weapons. This is what we're playing with, and that's what we're going to be trying. That's what we'll try to do. Désiré Doué is a scorer tonight, and we saw you were a little bit upset when he was alone in front of that lower defensive block, not finding ways, spacing. I know you don't like to talk about players individually, but we kind of have to tonight. What do you think about his performance tonight? No, I'm not upset because a player is dribbling. Everybody who's dribbling in the last third of the pitch is fantastic. We have players that who actually have these qualities. One-on-one. Désiré knows how to play in those really, really small spaces, and then he can also shoot. He can defend. He's working in this way, so he's got everything that a player needs to be a great player here in Paris. And I'm really lucky because even the bench players, they have qualities to play, and they've actually shown that the entire season, like Barcola, Emery, Hernandez, Ramos. This is great. This is what I have here in Paris, as a privileged Paris coach. And when a player dribbles in the last third of the pitch, it's never a problem, because if everything's aligned, you can shoot, and then you can keep pressing, and it's one of the characteristics of our team. We've seen Aston Villa with a strategy that was pretty defensive, which we didn't expect. Did you expect that, and how did you find a way to counter this? Before matches, we always try and imagine what the opponent is going to offer. Aston Villa play against Liverpool, City, Chelsea, Arsenal, and they've always been a team an offensive team, and all the way from the defense. And now we press them pretty well. We force them to pass the ball a lot, and we were strong on the one-on-one and and I will repeat it tonight. Even though they were playing more defensively than what we were expecting, I believe that the qualities of the players is exceptional. They have a lot of resources, and they have lots of international level players. I wanted to ask you a question about this one-on-one. What is particular in Farah's dribble? It looks like he's looking at the goalkeeper, but it looks like he's looking at the opponent, but not really the ball. Is he actually looking at the ball? I'm not sure if he's looking at the ball. I mean, what's obvious is that he's a player who's versatile. He's a player that we've tried and signed the previous year, and it didn't work out during last summer as well. And eventually we managed to sign him when we didn't expect to sign him. and he's gathering everything that we need for this project. You know, this young project. He's got qualities with and without the ball. He's making great effort in defense, high level efforts, and this is a precondition to be part of this team. And to be with being a coach like me, it's so great to have such a player, so young and with a great mind and personality and experience. And today he received the best player award with this amazing goal. He already scored like that in Liverpool, but the goal had been cancelled because it was offside. Today, I think the team has received this reward that he deserved. What do you think? What would you say about your team? You know, the way they got back after this 1-0. Well, again, this team is young, and throughout the season, there's been a lot of different delicate moments. We have to do everything to win. We did everything to win a match, and then all of a sudden, suffering certain circumstances that the opponent scores and is running, ahead. But in these situations, and today, defensively, we've been playing at a very high level, and if we hadn't, we would have been able to contain Villa the way we did. So I think we should just continue to insist on your strengths, and recovering from these type of issues makes you stronger, and that's how it's been throughout the entire season. It's a great result today, but the goal, again, and I repeat it, independently from the results of the first match, we will have to do the same thing. On this match, you've decided to have Doué in the starting 11. Against Liverpool, you had Barcola. Did you expect this lower defensive block? Because Barcola, he's got this ability to go through and play deep. Emery was also there, and Emery, the coach, was really optimistic about the next match. And do you understand this optimism? I mean, yeah, Emery has to be optimistic. I am as well, really optimistic, and we really want to go to Birmingham to play a great match and show our level. I mean, how we can play at home and away. And regarding coaches making decisions, I think we didn't expect that much spaces, and playing in small spaces. I think Desiré is one of the most decisive, more clinical player when it comes to space. He doesn't need much space to dribble. He's really good at. I mean, Bradley is also able to put pressure with his dribbling and make the defense move. But I had to decide today. 4 or 5 players were on the bench who could have actually started in the starting lineup. Could have been part of the starting lineup. And yeah, the most important thing is that the players are ready to be competitive. Tell us how relieved you feel now, especially after the third goal. 2 goals, being 3 goals ahead is always better. I think the last minute goal reflects or rewards us for the work that we've provided for 90 minutes. If we want to reach the semifinals, we need to play and to keep playing. There will be more spaces, and we are a team in transition that dominates with really fast players and versatile players. So this type of scenario, we kind of know already. When we win matches in our league, teams try and be offensive and generate space. And Aston Villa will have to do the same thing. They will have to be more offensive than what they were here in Paris. And I think that's really interesting. If we play at the right level, this match will be really exciting. But calculating for us does not exist. We don't calculate. We have one goal, is to go and win in Birmingham.